May profits be upon you. We're going to take a look at pound JPY, pound Japanese yen. All right, shout out to my man Deanie P. All right, who asked that I analyze the chart for him, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to make a video of it because I like JP pound yen because it's pretty popular. So I'm gonna just do the whole nine on it. Now, first thing I want to do is analyze the individual currencies. Let's look at the pound first. All right, the pound futures. You can see that it has been weak. If we're looking at the monthly chart, you can see that it has been just weak. All right, just making lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low. It's been in a downtrend. But look, we what we thought was going to be the next lower low did not follow through. It's not a lower low until it breaks the previous low. All right, we're still in the middle of this bearish leg. All right, and then we see a market structure shift happen here. Boop. All right, that means that price. There's good reason to believe, and if we had a closure, that price may turn bullish. Okay, if we take a closer look, you can see the shift here, right? And uh, and then the pullback. Now, when I see a market structure shift, I'm looking for price to come back into an area of demand. All right, and the demand that I have here is at this low, and price taps into it, and you see the bullish response to it. All right, let me make sure this is the right. There you go. All right, that's not actually right, but we'll go with it. Demand zone. All right, so we see the bullish response to it. I thought it was going to take out this low. All right, this is a protected low because uh, this is actually this is a swing low. This is the low that led to the break of that high. So this becomes protected, but we see that it was violated here. All right, this is a market structure shift as well. All right, this is a more internal one. All right, and I want to see how price reacts once it gets up here. Are there any bearish fair value gaps that price could find some resistance at, pushing back up here, right around here. All right, this is a buy to sell. These are buy to sell wicks. We have a buy to sell wicks here, big area here. So price could very well turn around pretty soon. But we do have the buyer stepping in. This is a bullish indication. If we go down to the weekly, you can see last week was a very bullish week. This is the first week we've had where it's turned around so strongly, and it closed above the high of the previous week. This is an indication of bullishness, and it goes to expansion. We can expect to see price continue to expand upward. All right, at least to the high of the current candle. Well, the previous candle's high. All right, and you see how long it is. There is a lot of potential for price to create a bullish fair value gap. Let me move this because you see the reaction here to the demand zone already. So I'm going to move this to the side so we don't get distracted by it. Okay, so price could very well open up a brand new fair value gap, which would be another bullish indication, so that price could use it on Tuesday. All right, because Monday we'll see price open here, and we may see price reach back and give us a small candle here that breaks the high, that continues to move higher. And that looks like a mess. But what my point is that then on Tuesday we can see price tap into that bullish fair value gap and continue higher. Now, but that's a lot to ask right now, for a bullish fair value gap. But it looks like we have the length for it, we have the expansion here, and we could see price going higher. All right. I'm expecting some bullishness in this market. Now, if we go to the Japanese yen, not so much. They just raised rates. When was that? Last week? Yes, they just raised their interest rate last week, and we got a very muted uh, reaction by the markets, right? And you can see that we are consolidating. Price did open bullishly, not last week, but the previous week, right? And then receded and closed back within the range of the previous candle. And then this past week, we saw a price take the high of the previous week. And again, the sellers came back in and closed within the range of the previous candle. This is consolidation, but these are bullish candles. So, it's ranging. And you can see that we are in this fair value gap. All right, it's a weekly fair value gap. We're looking at the weekly time frame right now. It's a weekly fair value gap, and it is fighting, and it is holding. All right, will it continue to hold? That's an interesting question. But right now, I don't see the strength in the Japanese yen, even though there are fundamentals, all right, in the news that say that we can expect some bullishness to come, but it may not come next week. That's what I'm trying to say. Currently, in the near term, the Japanese yen seems pretty weak in comparison to the pound. Now we're going to the pound. Uh, uh, Pound Japanese yen chart right now. We're looking at the weekly. You can see that strength in the pound. If we go back to the pound futures, you can see that strength reflected in the CFD, the pound Japanese yen CFD. Forex.com is what the broker I'm looking at. And that's pretty good against the yen. And if we pan out, again, we're on the weekly. If we pan out, we can see the Japanese yen has been pretty doggone it. Has been pretty doggone weak against the pound. The pound has been outperforming the Japanese yen. All right. Even with this dip here, even with that dip, did we break the overall bullish trend? Yes or no? No. No, we did not. You, I mean, that's pretty obvious to see. And I'm not a trend trader either. It's just that you know what is obvious is obvious. Even if you put the line here, even if you put the trend line, the liquidity trend line here, you can see that the upward uh, uh, slant of the markets is still an uptrend. I mean, pretty easy. Okay, so if we go to the daily, what do we have in our near future? All right, you can see that price has already taken out some bearish fair value gaps here. Look at this. All right, let me turn this off because that'll drive me crazy. All right, you see the bearish fair value gap disrespected. All right, we see a market structure shift here. That is key because that's indicating bullish intent. All right, we have a market structure shift. We have price closing well above it. That is a strong indication. All right, and I'm looking for price to possibly pull back. We have enough expansion on this candle to expect maybe price doesn't engulf this big institutional candle, and maybe it just comes down like that, leaving a fair value gap for Tuesday to come, and we can use the bullish fair value gap to go higher. All right, now there's a headwind up here. You can see it. This area here is an order block, all right? A bearish order block, all right? This is supply, and we are tapping right into that supply right now. But I'm thinking because of the bullishness that we may see a reaction into a bullish fair value gap, and then price continuing higher into the consummate encroachment of the uh, the order block. Right. I think there is more bullishness uh, shown here with the pound against the yen than the opposite. So I am leaning bullish. I am thinking that you wait for a pullback, quite possibly to this area here. This is my protected low here. Watch this now. All right, this is very important. Um, I'm going to give you this right now. If you, oh, I didn't put my thing on. I'm sorry. All right, if you have your market structure shift here. All right, let's label that. Where's my market structure shift? All right, you put your market structure shift here. All right, and you say, okay, price is heading up. Where is it going to pull back to? Again, we're looking for a fair value gap to develop here so that price could use it to bounce higher. All right. But when you have a market structure shift, you want to mark where is your protected low. Your protected low is the low that is responsible for breaking this high. Got it? That would be this one here. All right. It's not the swing low. The swing low is good. All right. And this area, once you break, once you have a market structure break, this area becomes the natural area of demand. All right. And you're waiting for price to come back into it to go higher. All right. Now, again, we can get this because of the expansion of this candle, like the expansion of the market moving up, we could get that bullish fair value gap and continue higher. But this represents the area where I don't believe price will go below. And as long as price doesn't go below this low, which is responsible for breaking market structure here, shifting the market, it's buys. It's buys for me, even though we're going into an area of supply. I hope you learned something. All right. I went into detail on this because I have nothing better to do. I'm a chart guy, and I like to analyze the markets, and I'm hoping that I made sense to you. And if I didn't, make sure you leave a comment. All right, because I'm crazy, and I don't mind being humbled by somebody giving me an observation and discussing it. Also, make sure you look at my the two videos that I put out for the upcoming week. All right, this is for the forex forecast, and this is for the market forecast. This one is for the S&P, the pound, the S&P, the Dow, the Nasdaq, oil, and gold, silver, platinum, and copper. This one handles the forex markets, all the majors. All right, the pound, the Aussie dollar, the euro, the Canadian dollar, the Swiss franc, Japanese yen, and New Zealand dollar. All right, against all of those are going against the U.S. dollar. So hey, make sure you check those out, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Shout out to Deanie P for asking me to do this.